What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you an NFL discussion video on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Owner Art Rooney II came out and said that they're looking to bring back either Russ or Fields for next year. Let me know in the comment section who would you bring back. I will give my answer at some point in this video. But let's get into it, guys. So, like I said, I'm about to read a quote in a second from Art Rooney II, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers owner. He was on 93.7 The Fan Monday, and he said, and I quote, "My preference would be to sign one of those quarterbacks," talking about Russell Wilson or Fields. "Obviously, we will be looking in the draft as well, either this year or next. That has to be the priority," meaning quarterback position. He also said, key piece of the puzzle that needs to be addressed, talking about the quarterback spot. And he also said, "I wouldn't close the door, but I'd say it's possibly unlikely. I think both of them see themselves as starters, and I don't know that they want to share the same job again next year. So I would say most likely we probably don't wind up bringing both of them back." End quote from Art Rooney II. And I said this before in a video I did probably a week or two ago, and it was a discussion video, not a prediction, but I said I still stand on it. The Pittsburgh Steelers should go after a quarterback like Geno Smith. I think he's the perfect option. Younger than Russ, a more lively arm than Russ, older than Geno, but more accomplished, better passer, and he will open up the offense more than both quarterbacks. I still stand on that move. Steelers fans didn't love it. I thought it was decent, but as far as this one goes, and just from the viewpoint of Justin Fields, I wouldn't want to come back. You know, for if I'm him, if I'm going in his shoes, in his viewpoint, a lot of other teams need a bridge quarterback option. And the way it happened last year, Russ was injured in training camp. Fields had to start, and Fields led him to a good record. He played good games. He beat my Falcons along the way. Week 1, I believe, or week 2, whatever it was. He tore us up, ground and his timely passing plays. So it was like, if I'm Justin Fields, why would I want to come back to a team who head coach thought I wasn't the guy last year, under the same system with similar weapons, you know? So if I'm Fields, I wouldn't want to come back. But as we all know as well, your opportunities in NFL barely come, you know, especially for a former starter like Russ and Fields. So, you know, no other job is guaranteed, no starting job is guaranteed. So if the Steelers offer to bring back Fields first, and it's his option to decline, he probably had to take it, you know. But for me personally, if I had to choose, because I wasn't gonna be a smart aleck and say, hey, I would choose neither. But if I had to really choose, I would go with Russ again. And I know Russ towards the end of the year didn't play well at all. You know, his last 4, 5, 6 games, he didn't look good. He was throwing off base. You know, he's throwing the ball with both feet off the ground. Sometimes not even being pressured for real. So I'm like, I don't know what he was doing the last couple games, a handful of games, but he looked bad. I just say give him more weapons. You know, add weaponry like you think he's basically, I should say, slow down some. Add weaponry for either quarterback, whoever you bring in. Fields, Geno, Russell, Sam Darnold, Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, whoever you bring in. Treat it like you're trying to build around a young quarterback. Bring in better running backs. I think they'll resign Jalen Warren. Najee Harris, to me, is definitely gone. Get a Ashton Genty. Get a Judkins. Get a Caleb Johns. Get someone who was going to be a stud at running back for years to come. Pair him up with Jalen Warren or someone else, you know, if need be, and get a good running game. Invest in the defense. Get another corner. Bring in another safety. You know, possibly replace Cam Hayward with someone a little younger. You know, I would just keep building, because most likely, you know, next year will not be the year that y'all get over the hump and make the AFC title game again. I don't think so. It can happen. It can happen. Also, before I get too much deeper in this, find someone to replace TJ Watt, because he's a great player, all-time great player. But towards the end of the year, every time, it never fails, he's banged up, always and forever. It's never not happened since he's been an elite player. T.J. Watt stays banged up towards the end of the week, towards the end of the year. Not to a fault, not him being lazy or not caring for his body. He just plays so hard, and NFL is just a tough league. So nothing to diss him, but he's always hurt. And this year, we seen probably for the first time that he had no impact later in the year. Last couple games when Steelers fans wanted him to save the day on certain drives and certain occasions, he just didn't have it in him for whatever reason, injury, age, whatever, bad play, whatever. It's a bad little run in the year. We don't know, but maybe finding the next great pass rusher, linebacker slash pass rusher, Jalen Walker, Jihad Campbell from Bama, Jalen Walker from Georgia. The list goes on. Some other guys in this class also. You want to get better overall. And like I said, so not just singling him out, but other guys, Pear Porter Jr. with another top corner, get another safety with Minka Fitzpatrick. More line help, more receiver help. Just add pieces to whoever. So whoever the quarterback is, they have something to work with. And then when you draft a quarterback, probably next year in the 2026 draft, they'll have a team that's ready to go. He's got hopefully he's a quick developing rookie, and they can go ahead and move forward and try to be contenders there because it's tough, man. And as we know, the AFC is tough. I don't think Fields get the jobs done uh, long term. I don't think Russ does either. But you have to rely on Russ's pedigree, in my opinion. Fields hasn't really shown much. And yeah, I know Fields had the hype, Fields had the moments, but over a full stretch of games, which we haven't seen him play since his Bears days last year, I don't. I think we'll have similar or even worse problems than what Russ had with George Pickens and those guys not pushing the ball downfield. At least Russ did that good. I don't know if Fields can do that good in tight coverage. He hasn't shown that in a good little while. He hasn't. The first couple games he's played with the Steelers, even against my Falcons, he didn't really need to. He did a couple shots here and there, but it wasn't like Russ took shots consistently, and they were pretty kind of sort of, for the most part, on target deep balls. And I just don't trust Fields. Maybe he developed over time, but if he did, why didn't they start him over Russ last year, especially when he started struggling down the stretch? Mike Tomlin stayed with Russ and just stayed loyal to him for some reason. When I thought, and some people, other people thought as well, that a mixture of Russ and Fields, a kind of a dual quarterback system maybe might help out a little bit, but they didn't want to put the ball in Field hands at all, honestly. So, you know, tough situation to kind of be in. That's why I say personally, I did a video, like I said, a week or two ago. Me personally, I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna do neither. If I'm Art Rooney the second, let's go trade him. Go get Geno. Uh, Try to get Kyler if need. Just try to get a player that can up your quarterback play. I said Geno to me makes the most sense. Last year on his contract, might have to extend him after this year for another 2 years. I'll avoid contract in there, and then you draft someone this year if you believe in them, a Jalen Milroe, a Dart, someone else, or next year wait for that class, and then you can do something then and let them grow behind Geno, who's going to be like 36, 37 next year. That's what I would do. But we'll see what they do. I know I would think a lot of Steelers fans would say keep Justin, but I just don't see keeping either really a great option. But if you were to choose, I think Russ. I think Russ. I know it looked tough towards the end. Even when things were good, Russ wasn't playing phenomenal. He played good enough, but it wasn't phenomenal. Justin Fields, the first handful of games, he led them to 3-2, 4-2, something like that. He looked decent. He didn't look bad. He used his legs, ran good, threw pretty good. Pretty solid. He could do it again. But I think the offense would be limited, and you would have similar frustrations like you did with Russ, but with an even worse deep ball thrower. So it's like, it's tough. It's tough, man. The Steelers are in a weird, tough spot They're good. They're not great. They're slightly above average for them, especially in their quarterback play. But overall team, they are a good team. They just have to get it done. So we'll see what they do in the offseason. This offseason is coming up soon. The NFL's last game of the year is what, next week, next Sunday. Then we'll start hearing more trade rumors, free agency signings, guys frustrated, guys wanting out, so on and so forth. So we'll see that in a couple weeks time. But that's it for video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.